Hi, everyone. This is Michael Connon representing Toomedtoo. We've got your fix. And today is another live chat. We're going to start off talking about The Force Collector, the book that came out last week. So hopefully you have already read it, or if not, you don't care about being spoiled. If you do, fast forward a little bit until we're not talking about it anymore. And today I am joined by Charlie Skywalker and Rural Farm Boy.
How do Star Wars friends?
Hey, everybody.
We got James from Rebel Scum.
James is here.
James, they just finished up a little bit ago.
I know, I was.
Yeah, it was a great show by them.
Chatting with them.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have Chris in here now. Howdy, Chris. James, what book was it that you were talking about, or that you haven't seen, and you were asking questions about it? It was one of the new ones.
Was it the Art of Book?
No, the Art of Book is the one that they are going to. They have the contest for, the raffle for.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out which book it is because I'm not sure if I'm 99% positive that I have the book. Whether or not it's opened, I'm not sure. If it's not open, I'm pretty sure which one it is. Or it's in my bag of, I don't know if you saw when I showed you the picture of the non-hidden boxes. There was a bag that had books in it. I wasn't sure if you had seen that or not. It could be in the bag of books, which would be an easy find. I just I don't know. I had to rebuy a bunch of the books when I was at Comic-Con so that they could sign them because I don't know. That's just what I did, and now a couple of them I have extras of. I'm just not sure how that is, but. Do either one of you two remember what book it was? Charlie, I'm not sure if you were in there. Rural Farm Boy, do you remember what book it was that was what they were talking about? It was one of the Skywalker books.
Is it Secrets of the Force?
I'm trying to remember.
Or Secrets of the
from
Jedi?
Luke's perspective?
Secrets of the Jedi. Or the Skywalker Saga.
Okay, well, I have Skywalker Saga right here.
Yeah, that one, Delilah S. Dawson?
Yep.
Yep, that's the one.
I opened that last week. That's the one that I said maybe I should just go and make a video of myself going through, showing the pictures and reading the story or doing a quick synopsis of what the story is, because it starts off at Phantom Menace, and it goes all the way through to The Last Jedi. But the artwork in here is amazing. Delilah Dawson's an excellent author too. So, she took the stories and she just kind of summed them up or paraphrased them. So I'd love to actually go through and read it.
Could you go and take a look at that cover page? Who does the art in that book? If you can shout them out. It should say somewhere up front who does the art. I read his name, but I don't remember who did it.
Brian Rod.
Brian Rood. You got it right.
But it's the illustrations look almost picture-like, like someone had actually taken the picture. So, James is back now. James, this is the book you were talking about. I believe, the Skywalker Saga, and we were just looking over it really quick. The
I want to go and take a look because there was a
it's a little bit of art.
There was a
It's a little
song
bit of artwork, and
somebody talked to Brian Rood recently, and I want to go and shout that out if I can. Who talked to Brian Rood recently? I think it was Forcecast, talking about the art that he did in that book.
I think you're right. I think that's who had it.
Yeah, that was a fun listen. That was a really fun listen.
I just started getting into the was it this? I think it's the Secrets of the Jedi, the one that's told from Luke's perspective, where he goes back through like all the history.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to bits and pieces of that while I'm at work, and it's very in depth, and I love how they whoever wrote, I can't remember who wrote it, but whoever wrote it did an amazing job with it. I can almost hear Mark Hamill, narrating it as I go through. It's pretty sweet.
because
Miss Delilah, she done
that book, that book I have sitting in the box still from Amazon because I had to buy another one. I had to, of course, buy another one when I was at Comic-Con to get it signed. So instead of buying some other book that I didn't want, I might as well have two that I want because that makes perfect sense to get it signed. But once that gets opened up, it can be a gift. If somebody doesn't mind, a gift that's already opened, or a raffle for a prize, because I finally hit, as most everybody in here knows. I've been, I'm trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers by the time Celebration rolls around, so I can live stream from there and walk around, and whoever's not going to be there, I know Anthony's not going to be there, and he can say, look at this, go back and do this while I'm walking around, and be his virtual tour guide, basically. And
awesome.
But I have to have 1,000 people. I finally hit 400 today. The last 5 were really tough. They go in spurts. Like sometimes I'll get 5 or 7, 10 or 12 in a day, but I average about 70 or 80 a month. So I'm right there of maybe being able to do it. But it's just getting to the point where a lot of people that follow me on Twitter or follow me on Facebook have already subscribed. So it's pulling people off, or other people, spreading the word and getting their followers or their friends that don't follow me or aren't my friends to hopefully do something like that. But yeah, it took about a week to get the last 5. I got up to 90. I got up to 399, and I went back down. It's a numbers game. You go up and you go down. Some people just subscribe to you and then unsubscribe to you right away because they want you to subscribe to them. And if you don't in a day or two, they get rid of you, or they subscribed and then they didn't like the content, whatever it was. But yeah, so I went up, finally got that 400. So I'll be doing the drawing for the winner of the 400 on Thursday. It's going to be a gift of someone that's new from 300 to 400, and then someone else that's on there from 0 to 400. So every increment that I have a prize to the next one gets a prize, and then just because if you've then someone that's always been there always still has a chance to get a prize. It could be whoever was 2 people that were 350 and 360 could win, or it could be number 4 and 327. It doesn't really matter. But so we'll see where that goes and how that is. But I got a couple things I have to open today. I know at least one of them is going to be a prize for my next when I go for 500. And then Yeah, because I know that it's a duplicate, but I couldn't resist buying them because this I should have put it on. I should have put it on Twitter, but it was late at night. It's a $30 pop that every once in a while Walmart will have for $8, or this time um, Amazon had it for $8.
Nice.
So I picked up two of them, but I already have one of them in my big case of Funko Pops, which I haven't opened yet. But I think I'm going to do a live stream, or I'm gonna do a live stream so there's no shenanigans and no one can say there's shenanigans or anything, um, or too many shenanigans, whatever, for the picking 400. And then I'm probably going to play some video games, and then I'll do live chat later on in the evening, Thursday night, and open up my case of 20 or 30, however many Funko Pops it is for Thanksgiving. Because I figure mostly everybody should be done with Thanksgiving dinner. I don't. I'm assuming everyone else is like it is around in the Northeast, where everybody eats kind of early. Um,
Pretty much, yeah. At least I think so. Well, I don't imagine. I think you're still a relatively new channel. I really enjoy your content, not just because you let people like me on, but it's unique. To me, there's really no real script. You might start off with an agenda, but by the time that the first 30, 40 minutes comes around, it's already gone off the rails 2 or 3 times, and we just keep talking and talking and talking, no matter what direction that we go in. I mean, it's a Star Wars show for the fans of Star Wars. No topic off limits. It's a great time. We just hang out, and man, I'm telling you, once people realize the goal that you have here, you'll reach that 1,000 really quick.
I mean,
it's like I haven't been ever to Celebration, but I can just imagine what it would be like to walk up. I'm walking around and I see Ryan Donahoe from the Force Cast, and I see Eric Struthers from Bad Motivators, and I see Claire Stribling from the Imperial Senate podcast. And all of a sudden, we're all kind of getting together and talking about the conversation goes this way and it goes that way. It's like real time talk. That's what we're doing here. If I do, am I making? Does that sound kind of on point, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing was, I started the channel, and to make friends and everything. Everyone knows that story. And then, but after when I was making it or starting the channel and doing content, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Hang on, people are talking about my shirt. It's my
put that up there. Yeah.
Awesome.
But I was trying to just do things, and I didn't know what I was doing. And I had never watched YouTube really, except for a couple channels, and I didn't know how to edit and use computer software, so I couldn't do that. So I just started talking about stuff, and then I, decided my project I was going to do was the history of Star Wars, and I was doing it day by day. But there was so much, and getting pictures, and I was using my main thing was the book, The History of Star Wars. Hawes and Steele are doing it now on a weekly or monthly basis, going year by year. And I was doing it myself, and I was doing it by the day. So it was taking me probably 4 or 5 hours a day to through and the entire thing, and look, today's the 25th, and look through the 25th of every year and see what was there. So going through the 42 years and trying to figure out what was there, and then finding pictures that coincided with whatever it was that I was talking about, and then trying to edit it. and I got it through 2 months of it, and it was just too much work. I just said I need a break. I can't do it anymore, and I took a break for about a year until Celebration. And then when I was at Celebration, I was like, I think I'm gonna start this back up. I miss doing it, and it wasn't really until I got back from Celebration and people found out that I was at a nerd convention. That people were like, I like Star Wars too. Oh, let's talk about it. Even though, it's always the same thing. I always talk about Star Wars and whatever, but I don't walk up to people and start talking about Star Wars. But if Star Wars comes up or Star Wars is on, whatever. But then people found out I was there, and it's like I have good friends that never knew I was into Star Wars. Where's my phone now? So that was like, you know what? I want to make it like this. So we'd meet up at the bar or whatever, and not have anything to talk about. Not that we wouldn't have anything to talk about, but Star Wars would come out or come on the TV, or we'd start talking about Star Wars, and that gave me this idea of let's just have it where, if I'm going to go meet the two of you at the bar, whoever else is at the bar is going to join in the conversation with us. If the two of you are on today, or whoever else, if you don't want to type, if Chris decides that he wants to hop on and talk with us, that's fine. Or whoever else wants to.
Chris, if you can, hit him up. Let's talk, buddy. There'll be 4 of us.
So if whoever wants to talk, or whatever we're going to talk about, and when we sit down and talk and we're like, oh, we're going to talk about Star Wars, okay, that's great. And then we start talking about Star Wars. Well, chances are whatever we started talking about isn't going to be how we finish, or whatever we plan to talk about isn't going to last very long. So that was basically the idea. So I don't really have a script done. I don't have anything made up.
No, this is Star Wars talk done in real time about whatever we want to talk about. Like, well, let's see. Today, I put my podcast playlist down for a little bit, and I started listening to Force Collector, as per Michael's suggestion. And, well, that didn't go and let me down. And, yeah, for me, as you said for yourself, it took you up to chapter 7, roundabout there?
Yeah, I think it was about chapter 7 when it started getting.
Yeah, that's when I started taking notice of what was going on with the story, and that's when it really caught my attention, straight up to the end. That ended up being it. I know I don't go and rank or put in some kind of order Star Wars stories, but I can't say it's going to be near the top, but it caught my attention. It was something I'm glad I got to give a listen to.
I mean, I just enjoyed it so much because the way it tied in, and the way that it's not gonna really do anything for canon, I don't think. It brought up a few interesting points, but just the way that, could you imagine if you sat somebody down to watch a Star Wars movie, or one of the 8, or whatever it is, and played them a 10-second clip, and then went and played them a 10-second clip from another movie, and then played them a 10-second clip from another movie, and them trying to figure out why these, what's going on, and fill in the blanks with that. And that's what it really, really came down to with me, why I enjoyed it. Like we were saying yesterday, you have different types of books depending on what you like and what you're into, and some are definitely canon and very important. Other ones are not necessarily, don't really do much for canon, but they add on to the Star Wars universe. So I think this was definitely one of those books. It wasn't meant to bring on to canon or fill in any plot holes or anything like that. It was just pretty much, a fun story, which I think is what we're going to start getting a lot more of for the near future and after this.
I think I'm taking your point. You're meaning when you say to sit somebody down and show them a part of one Star Wars story and a part of the next one and a part of the next one. That's kind of what Carr was going through as he found his experiences from things that he would touch and find the history of, because it's like you said, you sit somebody down, you show them a part of this and a part of this and a part of, that's how he experienced everything that he did going through that story. That sound about right?
It is really quick. Charlie Skywalker. I'm not sure what happened, but I hope everything's okay.
I saw he skipped out. We'll see what happens.
He said he needs to go to the ER. So hope everything's all right. And James, we'll see you later. Also, if not, we'll be here for a little while longer. If not tomorrow, fellas. But yeah, it was so we know what is it called, the touch that he has, sky something.
Oh, he did go and say, and that was something that didn't go and stick on me. It's the same thing that Quinlan Voss has, and that didn't go and stick on me. He said it. He said the name of it plainly, and I don't remember what it was.
It's sky something. Skyatrimeries, something like that. I don't really remember, but it's something like that. And yeah, that's what Quinlan Voss has. A few other people that we've found out about, and he has this power, and he didn't know what this power was. His parents told him that it was like an illness, that he was sick from it, because he would, if he didn't have on his gloves and he touched something, he'd get shooting pains in his eyes and pass out. His grandmother tried to teach him how to use it, and
there was also something else in that story that I weren't expecting, that he found his great grandfather.
Yes.
Yeah, I clearly weren't expecting that for myself.
So it turns out that he meets this girl, or this classmate or whatever of his, and her father is in the First Order, and they steal one of the father's spaceships or ships, whatever, and so that they can go track down these Jedi artifacts. And he finds out the girl's father has the First Order come pick her up. He's got the ship. He goes out and finds more artifacts. He ends up going to Batuu.
Yeah, I weren't expecting that neither.
I was he went to
face to face with Doc Ondar.
He was face to face with Doc Ondar.
Yeah, that was neat.
He was also, I'm trying to think, because I read it that day it came out, so a week ago. So my memory's kind of a little, I don't take notes or anything. And he read it, and then, never mind, whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. He goes to Batuu, and he mixes it up with the people there, and Doc Ondar says, I have this thing for you. And it went through. There's more to the story of how they knew he was lying. He said he was there for a school project, but he wanted Jedi artifacts, um, and everything to go along with it. And it turns out, they see through him, and he says, "Okay, fine, here we go. I touch things, and I can see what happens with it." And Doc Arndar says, "Okay, fine, you can have this broken lightsaber, but you have to do me this favor since you can't pay for it. You have to take this package to someone that is a collector also of things." And it was the Pirate Queen.
Maz Kanata.
That is correct.
I will go and say that Carr could pay for it. He had the credits to pay for that. But what Doc and his translator found more interesting was they ended up not being interested in his credits. They were more interested that he was interested in this, and that if he was willing to do this favor for them, he found that more of interest than he did galactic money. And that really put up a big old exclamation point to me, because Doc turned down money because he found a favor that somebody was willing to do and go and pay for him more worthy than credits. Yeah, I found that really interesting. The Doc said, "No, you keep your money, and I'll give you this, and you do this favor for me."
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that was really, really interesting.
we learned from the other books that Doc Andar, he's in it for something different than
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
what's the other? Oh, I can't think of her name right now.
From which story?
From Batu. You have Doc Andar, and then the other lady. That was dating the Wookiee.
She owns the cantina
The
there.
Cantina.
Yes. Oh, why am I blanking on
Olga.
her name? Yes.
Olga.
Yes.
Olga Cantina. So
yeah, they got ties.
But Olga's in it for the money.
Yeah, she is. Yes, she is. Yep.
Doc Andar's in it more for, I mean, obviously the money too, but he's got the ties to, we find out, Maz Kanata, who obviously has a soft spot for the Jedi, or for some of the Jedi. And
Doc's in it for the collectible wares.
Yeah, but he also has the
things.
He wants the things, but he's in it too. He's in it with, he's got a thing for, not a thing for like romantically, well, maybe, who knows, but with Maz Kanata, they have a thing of a friendship, or whatever you want to call it, with the the collectibles. And we find out that Olga is sending, or Doc Andar is sending this present or gift to Maz Kanata with Cal. And the first thing I'm thinking of is, what does she have in The Last Jedi that no one knows how she got? And that's why a lot of people were upset. Well, how does she have it? They never told us. Well, you can't find out every detail in a movie, but we'll find out eventually. So what does she have? The first thing I thought was, he's getting this broken lightsaber. What's he delivering? He's delivering Luke's lightsaber to Maz Kanata. That's what I thought, first of all. And we're wrong. He pulls out a medal out of the box, which is supposed to be the medal from Han Solo.
Yeah, that threw me for a loop. Holy force. That threw me for a loop.
Well, but that was the whole thing. It's like, the first thing I thought was, you got a lightsaber coming, for free. You're delivering a lightsaber, and that's how Luke's lightsaber came in. And all right, no, it's Han Solo's medal that you have coming now.
Because he
And
couldn't pay for his drink bill. So he paid with that. Wow.
and then Homeboy grabs it and touches it and says, "Oh, it looks like," and describes Princess Leia giving it to Luke.
Mm-hmm.
It was Luke's medal. Han stole Luke's medal and paid his drink tab with Luke's medal.
As he would. Such a Han Solo move.
It completely is. But yeah, so then where do they go next? Oh, so then on the way to go see Maz Kanata, they stopped at oh no, they didn't stop at Tatooine. Did they?
They tried to.
They were gonna and decided not to.
Yeah, Carr wanted to, but RZ really changed his mind and they carried on to Takadana. I thought they were going to go and course correct and head off to Tatooine because Carr was on. He was just. I need to go to Tatooine to find this now, and RZ was like, "We said we were going to do this, so we really need to keep our word to the Doc Ondar, and we need to go to Takadana and give this to Maz first. Then we can carry on and go over to Tatooine." Yeah, that was that come as a near miss. It almost happened, but it didn't. So no, they ended up going to Takadana first. It's pretty neat when he got face to face with Maz.
Yes.
And this is all still carrying on about the time just before Force Awakens? Did I get that right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, because she still has her castle. Her castle's still intact.
Okay.
So he then goes and leaves Maz Kanata and goes and so his grandmother knew that he had these powers, but his grandmother and his parents decided not to tell him. They were both going to nurture him in their own way, but they weren't going to say that he had these powers. And the reason that the grandmother knew that he had these powers was, that he had them, but she was familiar with them because her father was a Jedi, and her father had this power.
And they held that back from him.
Yes. And when his grandmother died or was dying, she told him this. And so they go find the grandfather who's still alive, or the great-grandfather who's still alive. They track him down with all the clues they have and whatnot. But so through the time of this whole story, when he touches things, he gets the visions. So he gets a vision of, I think the first one was of Luke, or I'm sorry, the first one was of Anakin and Obi-Wan, and Anakin and Obi-Wan was teaching Anakin something or whatever it was. Then he gets another one later on when he touches something else.
It was from A New Hope when Obi-Wan is in the cargo hold with Luke.
Okay.
When they're going to what's not going to be Alderaan, and Carr goes and mistakes Luke for Anakin.
Okay, yeah, that was the first one. The first one was what we see in A New Hope.
Yeah.
When
he thinks he's seeing Anakin, but he hasn't realized there's two Skywalkers. He thinks there's just the one.
Well, that's what's causing all the confusion, because he sees Obi-Wan and Luke first, right as Alderaan is being destroyed, and
Mhm.
it's only a quick flash that he gets, so he doesn't really know what's going on. And then the
There
next
you
one
go.
he sees is Obi-Wan training Anakin something, so it's Skywalker both times, or he knows
Mhm.
the name Skywalker, but he can't put together that they're two different people. He thinks they're the same one. And then we get another one where Anakin is then going to the temple to kill
Mhm.
the younglings, and he kills a temple guard or whatever, how exactly the scenario plays out, whatever the flashback was.
Mhm.
And this brings us to, right, was that the three of them, the three Skywalker ones?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. I just love that he experienced them out out of, oh, how's it said? Kind of like out of timeline. And then
Yeah.
when he ends up learning how it all shakes out at the end. Yeah, at the end when he discovered and learned how it all was really put together, yeah, that was the best part for me. I was Now he knows who these folks are and where their places are in history and what became of them. When he learns that, that for me is just that is just the best part of the story because as history shows, if we choose to go and don't remember what happened, as history does, folks go and forget. That's not what Carr's doing. He's aiming to learn what happens through all of history in that galaxy far, far away. And he puts our stories together and he passes them along, telling the truth of what history is.
But yeah, so he doesn't really have or know
He didn't at the
what
beginning,
is.
but he does by the end. He's got it all put together correctly at the end.
Well, yeah, by the end, hopefully, he does. But
Mm-hmm.
um, he he goes and meets his grandfather, and his grandfather is on a secluded planet, doesn't want anyone there, doesn't want to be found. And we find out that his grandfather kind of didn't agree with how the Jedi Order was and wanted, um, you know, to leave. And then everything happened with Order 66,
That he didn't
and
know about that. He didn't know about that, but Carr learned about that later and told him so.
so his grandfather thought when he left the Order
Mm-hmm.
that the Jedi had turned, and the narrative that the Empire and the Emperor was giving of the Jedi turning and trying to take over, um, you know, didn't really. He had no reason not to believe it because he didn't like the way that the Jedi was going, and you know saw that maybe it was going to happen or whatever it is, and then it happened. So why not believe it? And then it took his great grandson, who came to find him out of exile, who was hiding because he knew that he would eventually be found by inquisitors, and they would destroy him and his family if he would have stayed. That it took his grandson to convince him that that wasn't really the case of what was happening. Um, but it was just the fact of him getting those flashes of what he could see and not knowing the difference between the two Skywalkers, and how it all tied together. Everything like that, I think, was brilliant. We just have the ending. I would have liked the ending to go somewhere different. I don't know where I would have liked it to have gone. Um,
Hmm.
but I mean, like meeting the grandfather and setting everything straight, I would have liked him saying, "Okay, grandfather, now I'm gonna avenge you, um, and go join the resistance, or the story just ended. It didn't finish. It just seemed like it didn't really end. I mean, of course, there was an end to the story because the story ended, but it was just okay. I went and found my grandfather. I spent 250 pages of this book trying to find my grandfather. I went and found him, and now that's it. That was a story being told. I just thought it would tie in differently in the end with the way the other books were all tying in with the Star Wars saga, or what could be with the tie-ins to the movie. Because I don't remember which book it is right now. Here's another spoiler. If you haven't read the books, you can go away now, because I'm still talking about spoilers. It ends where it's like they're going to go join the resistance. I don't remember if it was Crash of Fate, or I think it was Crash of Fate, but it could have been Black Spire. I don't really remember.
For which spoilers?
Where the end of the book, it's kind of just left, and they're going to go possibly join the resistance. They're having a conversation on.
I want to say it's Black Spire. Yeah, I want to go and say it's Black Spire.
But yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% sure which one it is right now. Trying to think of it offhand.
Or no, now you do got me thinking. Because
It could be.
happens. It also, yeah, you're right, Michael. It also happens at the end of Crash of Fate. Oh no, I'm not going to remember what the boy and girl's name was at the end of Crash of Fate. They're two youngins. Now I gotta go.
Yep,
I gotta go and get that looked up, because that's when the First Order is coming down upon Batuu, and she's the kind of smuggler, and he's the farmer boy that are together. When they see that happening, and no, I'm going to go and change my opinion and say happens at the end of Crash of Fate. You're on a thing. You're on a thing.
So yeah, because that was when I'm trying to think when, because it was a day or two after the book came out. I had already finished it, and I think it was. Oh, I know it was Yoda Bauer posted on Twitter. She's like, "Does anybody want to talk about this book right now?" And it was like 4 or 5 in the morning, and I was awake, and I was like, "Okay," and we talked about it till 9 o'clock in the morning. Do you remember this? And we were talking. Mr. Rez remembers this. I think we talked about it yesterday too a little bit.
Yeah, we did. We did.
I was DMing Zanata, and she was DMing Matt Martin, and we're trying to figure out, and we're trying to be slick about it because we know we can't say, "Hey, is this like this?" That we have to kind of like be nonchalant and beat around the bush, because that's the only way they're going to give us a vague answer. And then we were talking, I think Justina Ireland too, and asking questions about characters, and we were asking, is it which one?
It is Crash of Fate. It's Izzy and Jules.
Okay, Izzy and Jules.
Yes, Izzy's a girl and Jules is a boy.
Okay, that's not the one we were talking about though. We were talking about Black Spire, because Black Spire is the one where at the end they meet the boy on the road that has to help them, and we thought that boy was Cal, just going off of the way he acted and what he did, and there's a picture of a boy on the next book, and they were around the same age, it just turns out that the boy that they meet, I don't even remember his name. He's in the book twice for like probably 4 or 5 lines each time, maybe a little bit longer. But we're like, okay, that's him. So then we're asking questions. Well, does his family do this? And do we know anything about this? And, does he have force powers? Is he going to be in a book coming out here or there? And they weren't really sure. They eventually knew where we were going. They're like, no, you're wrong. And I'm like, maybe they're just lying. I'm like, maybe they're just lying to us. I would love it if they were just lying to us. We read the book and we're like, we can be like, 3 months ago we were right. And, we weren't. So.
No, that couldn't shake out because they ended up being two different folks on 2 different worlds right about the same time. Is how that ended up happening. And I'm glad I didn't go and speculate about that because I just waited for the stories to be told because I didn't think they were one and the same. Carr was his own character and his own story, and I'm still trying to look this other fellow's name up that you were saying that they met on Batuu, outside of Batuu.
He does have an IMDb page, but the only thing that was on his, or not IMDb page, he's got a Wikipedia page, but the only thing he had was like 1 page, or like just like his name.
He was in the story for a short time, as he says. You're right.
Yeah.
And I'm finding every other damn page that he ain't on. I'll get it sorted out. But yeah, I'm glad you recommended putting my playlist on for the first half of the day and giving a listen to Force Collector, because maybe for me, in my opinion, I don't know what a best or worst Star Wars story is, but I'm glad I went and gave that a listen. Because, yeah, just like you said, I agree with you, after Chapter 7, they pretty much got you hooked into that story. It's a good story. Ends up being a good story.
I mean, is it, some of your, like, if you equate it to movies, some of your books are Oscar-winning movies or books. Like
Lost Stars or Bloodline or them such.
Yeah, and then you have other ones that might be comedies, or not comedies per se, but along the lines of comedies. But they're classic comedies that everyone needs to read, and they're going to be so much fun. And Christmas Vacation. Everyone's got to see Christmas Vacation, and except for my mother, who thinks things on it are disgusting, or or Animal House. Your classic movies, like that. It's like they're completely different movies. You can't say they're anywhere in the same ballpark, but you can't say someone might prefer one over another just with their personal preferences. But all right, Chris, we were being trolled, but he's sitting there saying he wants to kiss Anakin Skywalker. Who cares? I mean, I think I've said a lot worse than that, but if they're not hating, who really cares? And they're not, I mean, that's just my opinion. If they're not hating and they're not just doing it nonstop where it's spamming or taking up everything, then, let it give me some views and some time. Maybe somebody else will come in. But
if there's a troll, he gets blocked. Bye-bye.
That's just, some guy said he wanted to kiss.
Let him be on his merry way. Think he go and do what he wants.
He said he wants
happy. Just go be happy elsewhere. Don't do it here.
He said he wants to French kiss Anakin Skywalker.
I'm happy as hell for him. Have fun, buddy.
Well, that's what that's you and Mr. Uz. You can, whatever you guys need to do, you just do it.
Yep. All on it. I think Rez is a couple steps ahead of me. But, yep. Have fun with that, friend.
Yeah, Mr. Rez said he's a pro Anakin troll, so you know.
Let us know how it turns out. Oh, wait, you're blocked. You won't be able to tell us. Sorry.
You know, but yeah, it's probably a troll. I mean, I don't know most guys that say I want to kiss, you know, and especially I want a French. It was probably a younger person because they said I want a French kiss. So, I think anyone like over the age of 9 or 10 would have said I want to, you know, at least like make out, not French kiss, but you know, who knows, whatever.
Oh my God, Michael! My girls were too. They weren't when my girls were 10. They weren't saying nearly nothing like that. But when did you go and give a listen to Force Collector? Because I think you're ahead of me. You did that. Did you do that over the weekend?
I did it on Tuesday.
Oh, the day it came out.
Yeah, the day it came out, um I was gonna finish it early, but I had some other stuff to do, and I think I edited a video, and then I went to work,
Yeah,
and I was gonna.
You added a couple videos. One with you and Mr. Pappas talking. I think 2 videos talking Mandalorian. Since
Yeah, we did.
you were 6 days ahead of me, so I'm glad. I'm glad you gave me that advice to go and give it a listen today, because now that got me caught up on Force Collector. But now I'm nearly a day behind for my podcast playlist, and I think there's some I ain't going to catch up with.
I'm not going to be able to catch up on my list. My list just
me,
got
me either.
well. My list. I mean, I haven't counted, but my list was about 120 or 130, I think. I can tell you what it is right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a quick
really
peek
quick.
at my own.
But I was doing about 10 or 12 a day, if not more.
Now, when you say 128, that's for a 7-day week, right?
That's the number in my list. So right now I have my list shows 1, 2, 3, 4. It shows me 12 a page. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 full pages, which is 120, and then I have 1, 2, 3. So that and my other, I have about I was 130 that I subscribe to. So out of that 130, you know, you got to figure they're 7x7. They do that's 7 a week, but theirs are only 7 minutes. You know, roughly 7 to 10 minutes.
Yeah,
so
about there.
Hang on, we have someone. Chris, I was gonna tell Chris how to do it, and he figured it out.
Hey, I figured it out.
All right, that's wonderful. Anthony, we got somebody else joining us.
Come on, Chris, jump up here, buddy.
So it was 120, 120, 130 a week. I was listening that I subscribed to, and
there he is. There he is.
There he is. What's going on?
We're just talking about podcasts and how you know, Anthony and I used to share them, and everybody thought Anthony listened to a lot of podcasts until I came around.
No, there's more than just you and me.
I've been half listening to you all for about 20 minutes trying to figure out how to get on here. So, hey, here we go. You're popping
glad to have you here.
My online discussion cherry tonight. Congratulations.
All right. Well, so, yeah. Oh, no, Anthony, I know there's more than just you and I. But you and I post every day regularly.
Yes, we do.
Not everyone does that. Some people just post once a week. Some people just post here and there, and they'll post 3 or 4 days worth. But I meant the number that we listen to. The amount, you know, we're posting, you know, 8, 10, 12, 15 podcasts a day, and we listen to all of those podcasts.
You know what I would like to go and find? I would love for there to be a girl or lady or woman that does what we do and share along with us, because there's got to be one. it can't be just left up to us fellas. There's got to be a girl that we can go and find and hook up with and get to share what she listens to, kind of like we do. There's one somewhere. She just ain't come to the surface yet, and I want to know who that might be. We'll find her sometime.
Yeah. And now, mine have gone down from, 10 or 12 or 15 podcasts in a day to, my average now is down to probably 8. And today I had, from whenever I posted last night to today, when I posted, I only had 4 or 5 of them on there because my girlfriend decided she wanted to start watching Disney with me, the Disney Plus, and we watched High School Musical, and we watched some other Lemon Mouth. And the first thing I said to her, "What the fuck's Lemon Mouth? Like, it's about somebody pissing in somebody's mouth?" And she's like, "No, it's not. Why would you even say that?" And I was like, "Hang on." And I was like, Urban Dictionary, Lemon Mouth. And the first thing that comes up, when someone has urine in their mouth, either from themselves or another person. And I was like, that's like the,
Oh, man, I picked a good night to get on here.
And yeah. No, it's because some girl spit lemonade at a guy. So that's how the title of the movie came around, because that's a Disney movie. But yeah, so now we're watching Disney movies from her childhood. So, Disney Channel, mid 90s, late 90s. I was already getting hookers by then, but.
So, Mr. Chris,
what's that?
What's your playlist look like? And it don't gotta look anything like mine or Michael's.
Yeah,
what's in your playlist? Who are
nowhere near the same mood.
No, it ain't gotta be.
So there, I had probably a good 10 to 12 that I was listening through every one pretty regularly. And then I think I said in a live chat, I was being very not productive at work at all. So I was like, okay, we got to do something about this. So I've got my probably right now of just maybe my 3 main ones. But the more I do these, the more those fall off. And actually, I've started listening to. I never ever do audiobooks, but I've started I can't pay attention long enough to do audiobooks, but I just started trying to do the Aftermath books. I've already read them, but I'm trying to give them a listen now, and I can do about 30 minutes at a time, but it's really killing my podcast listening time. But so that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I still have some.
Well, go ahead. I got to look a thing up because there's something I want to share with you too. And anybody else that's going to go and watch after, but let me look this up and you to pick up the conversation, please, while I find this.
All right. Yeah, that's what, just my, like this. So this is going to be an hour to an hour and a half. Is the plan time. Every once in a while they go a little bit longer.
Already an hour.
Yeah, so yesterday's was 3 hours. Yesterday was just going to be us talking about the book really quick and anything else we want to talk about, and that was done and over with. And that was my idea. It ended up being 3 hours. And then after 3 hours, we were still going, and I was like, it's 3 hours. We're done. Like I got shit I got to do today. Like I can't, I'd sit on here and talk all day long, but I knew I was doing it today. So,
okay.
But so that
I found it.
That's a little bit, that's an hour today. It's going to be by the time we finish up and I open up a couple things, it's going to be an hour and a half or 2 hours. That's, an hour or an hour or two worth of podcasts, and I do double speed. So you figure that's 2 to 4 hours worth of podcasts. We'll call it 3 to be good. That's probably 3 regular podcasts I could have listened to, that just got out of my list. Plus, I've been doing more of the live chats, like I did the live chat before this one with you guys. and I was in there. That was an hour. That's a podcast or two that I'm down. And I watch a lot of TV. I used to watch a lot of TV, I should say. For example, my regular Wednesday for my recordings will be, they have the Chicago Fire PD and hospital Chicago Med. So that's 3 TV programs. Then they have a SWAT one in there and an Army one in there, and then some of the comedy ones or whatever. So you're talking about 9 or 10 TV shows that I would watch like from a Wednesday. Well, that will take me all day Wednesday and all day Thursday to watch. And then the same thing. So I have a bunch of TV programs or whatever. I haven't hit November yet for my TV watching. I have them saved back up to November. So it's pretty much behind. But I think TV goes on hiatus now or soon because you got Christmas. But yeah, so I'll catch up then. Either that or I'll just make a shit ton more videos because I got a notification while we were talking that my dresser is being shipped. It will be delivered on December 6th. And I told my girlfriend, because that's the whole conversation about getting the dresser. I've been trying to get a dresser so that I had more room to put my books, because I have a cheap dresser, not a cheap dresser, but one from like Target or Walmart that it's only weighted for like 25 pounds per shelf. You put a couple books on there, it starts to sag. So I had to get this one. I think is 60 pounds or 75 pounds, but it's solid wood. It's it's all wood and everything. So it costs like 2 or 3 times as much as the cheap ones that are $150, $200 from. Even the cheap ones still aren't cheap. So
I just have one question. Do we get to watch you unbox your dresser?
It's actually being delivered.
I want to see that.
And then I'd also like to watch you put it together and then cuss when you did everything wrong and have to redo most of the steps.
Nope.
We don't get to watch that.
I'm not sure if this one.
I want to see that.
It's
2 of them.
I'm on the 3rd floor in a New York City apartment. It's 127 pounds, and I'm not carrying it up. So I paid an extra $20 for them to carry it up the stairs for me, and
you're gonna do it yourself.
Nope. And they're gonna put it in the spot where I tell them to, and they're gonna unpack it and call it a day. But what I will be doing is probably setting up the camera, and I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it yet. If anyone has any suggestions, I'll have all my books and I'll be putting them on the shelf, and kind of recording myself with the books, or so everyone can see what books I have to go through. Whether it's me just taking the book and going like this, all right, here you go, and holding it up and putting it down and grab the next one and grab the next one, or me actually, put them on the shelf, and who's ever wants to sit there and tell me how they think I should, put them on the shelf or whatever, because I still have no idea. Do I want to do it by, date of publication? Do I want to do it by, all the, prequel books, and then all the, original trilogy and all the sequel? Do I want to? Yeah, do it like a timeline. But do I do it?
Yeah.
But what comes first then? Do the prequels come before the original trilogy, or does the original trilogy come before the prequels? And
by release order.
When you put a book like Lost, when the Last Shot, it takes place like in 3 different time periods.
Well, see, luckily I don't really have any of those books. I do audiobooks. I don't have any of the novels. All mine are just
gotcha.
Visual guides.
Visual guides, books like that. But right now on the bookshelf I have them on, it's 2 shelves full. 2 full shelves of books. I have a coffee table with books stacked all underneath them.
Me
probably
too. Here's a small handful of mine. I got the rest of them sitting down here. Yeah, all visual guides. So much fun there.
But just
that was just what I could pick up. There's more. Podcast playlist. New show. A fella and his cousin just tagged me with a direct message that I just found. It's a brand new show coming up for Yins too. They're called Everyday Troopers. They're already on SoundCloud and they're yet to be found on iTunes. So they got one episode right now. Go give them a listen and spread them around. Tell folks what you think. Everyday Troopers, what their show's called.
So let me ask you all this: what do you listen to your podcasts on? What app do you use?
For me, I use this here. I have an iPod Touch, so I listen on Apple, or what I call
Apple.
now defunct iTunes. I still call it iTunes because RFB's old school.
See, I ran into a problem. My wife and I share the same iTunes account, and so and she is a big podcast listener, and all the time we're just getting all of our podcasts.
Oh, so both Ian's playlist kind of.
Oh, it's completely different. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So I was using Podbean or BeanPod, whatever it was.
Podbean.
And then for a while they were not either posting new episodes when they came on, or they'd be like a week behind. And I deleted it and reinstalled it. Luckily, it kept all of my podcasts, so I didn't have to redo them. But I wrote them all, or I took pictures of or screenshots so I could go through and redo them, and that didn't do anything. So I just said screw it, and I was using that, and I was using Google because there were some on Google that weren't on the other one, and so I just transferred everything over to Google, which took me forever because it was like 100 podcasts I had to transfer over to it.
Podbean is more for the podcasters instead of the listeners. I could just be me.
No, that
sounds about right. Actually, I think that sounds about right. So, Michael, I'm guessing, Michael, you're a Samsung boy because you're not using Apple. Yeah, same as my girls. My girls don't want nothing to do with Apple. They'd rather have some Samsung, but to each their own because it all ends up the same at the end. Just one way or another.
I need to look into it too because I have people that told me I can get an Apple account, whatever it is, so I can use the Apple Podcast or whatever they call it now. But I also have when the restaurant opened, my girlfriend got a new iPad and a new phone that she has for work, and the iPad that she had, she gave to me. So I just haven't used it because
you kind of already have an Apple account, sort of, if you have an iPad.
I've never used it. She gave it to me. I've never used it. It's just sitting there.
She's an Apple user and you ain't.
No, because this is for work.
Okay, gotcha.
So Mr. Red says he uses Anchor. And I kind of thought that same thing with Anchor. Is that kind of for mainly podcast people that have their own podcast?
Yeah, Chris. Anchor is strictly for podcasts. Yeah. And I have an account there. If you remember earlier this year, I got to talk with Johnny Orm, who we was talking to last evening. And I also talked to Neil Lowry, that they both do their shows on Anchor, as does Jeff Fishbach. Star Wars Sessions boys, they do their show. Here, I'm going to go open up Anchor right now because there's a bunch of podcasters that do their shows on Anchor, and it's free. So Anthony, you don't have to have a Patreon for Anchor. It's free.
Anthony, how would I go about, like, let's say I like doing this. I like talking with you guys. I like being able to see you. Whoever wants to pop up and come on can come on. And whoever's in the chat. I know Mr. Rez doesn't like to be on.
Even though he was a little bit earlier, he was.
Well, he,
few shows back, a couple weeks back, he was on here for a little bit.
Well, he was on the first day when we were trying to figure stuff out because I needed guinea pigs on how to figure stuff out because it's like I still don't know what happens now. When I go like this, there's the three of us, so that changes. If you're not looking, that changes. Yeah, that changes everything. But then I go to this, and it makes me big and you guys little because I want to be a prima donna. Or when I'm opening, now this is actually good that I realized this because when I'm opening my presents from myself. This would be good, but like I don't know. I have all right now. This one, I don't know why. This picture and this picture is the same, but they're two different buttons. So I don't know why until we get more people in here. And now I just picked another one too. So, yeah. So, anyways, I like to see you guys, whatever. But I'm more important, so you're just on the side there.
Because it's your show.
So. But now, like, let's say I want to put this on a podcast. I take my recording that I have on here, and I transfer it over to Anchor, and that's it. I just put on.
You might.
Yep.
But Anchor's for audio only. Like I'm looking at my Anchor playlist right now. I see Jeff's Blue Milk Cafe, Johnny's Life Debt Podcast, Star Wars Sessions. Doug on Radio Dakar, the Blockade Runner, you know who them boys are. There's a couple new boys down in Pittsburgh for me called Star Wars All In.
Yep, I've been listening to them.
Mac and Ross, yeah. Shannon Moran, Postcards from Galaxy's Edge, she's on there. Charles and Pat from Conversations, they're on there. DJ Cars, Blue Saber, his show just started up. Here's Neil right there.
Really user-friendly.
Justin Gray Boots and Aaron from Trend Report, brand new show. They're on there. Mike Browning. He's been gone from Twitterverse and the podcast playlist a little bit, and his show's new, Galaxy's Roundup. He just showed up in the Twitterverse today, and his show's coming back. Tatooine Sons are on Anchor. That's my entire playlist, and I know it's too bright for the cam, but they're all on Anchor, and there's more that aren't in my favorites. Yeah, you might want to give a listen or looking around at Anchor.
So for Anchor, if I want to do Anchor, I can take my audio file and just put it on there, or do I need to actually record it with Anchor?
You should be able to. It's a free thing. It's a free app that you can go give a look at.
So you should. It gives you the option. Well, I don't know if you can import from YouTube though. But you can import from your voice messages. You can record straight to the app. Hold on. You can import. So yeah. Well, here's the thing. So I've got a Mac. Yeah, you can't see mine either. But you can hit the import button and you can import straight from files straight from your computer. So I don't know. I don't know how YouTube works. So possibly it's possible.
That's the only thing that I can't get sorted out on this here laptop is how to do Anchor from a laptop. I've only ever been able to figure out how to do it from this iPod. Like I could plug these headphones into my port here. That's how I talk to Neil and how I talk to Johnny and how I talk to Mike Browning on Galaxy's Roundup on each of their shows was through this. But I can't figure out how to do it on this laptop yet. When I can figure it out, I will surely share that. But there's got to be a way to do it for sure.
I'm sure there's a way, and if there's a way, Michael
somebody knows, just not me. Yeah, Michael will figure it out. He's got many more computer smarts than both of us. I'm just a farm boy. What do I know?
But it's really easy. I mean, so here's what I do. I have no memory. So whenever I read one of the comics, I go on the Anchor app. I record myself giving a quick summary, and then I can go in there and edit it to take out all my long pauses, and I end up with like a 90-second clip, and I just keep it for myself. And when I go to read the next comic, I listen to the clip real quick, and I'm good to go. That's
all right. That's cool.
Oh, that's a neat little help for yourself.
Exactly.
I ain't really thought about that. Yeah, because I have my own account on Anchor. I just don't have a podcast. But that's something. That might be a help for myself.
RFB the podcast. I'm ready for it.
All right. So, what else do we want to talk about today? Anything going on in Star Wars? Did you guys watch Resistance? Did we talk about? I know we talked about watching Resistance. I don't know if we talked. We didn't talk about that because people hadn't watched it because.
Actually, you want to get a little bit bigger because there was some big news this morning on. Was it Good Morning America?
Good Morning America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Episode 9 is locked. It's ready to be shown. They're done with post-production. It's ready to hit the theater.
It is. They finished it either this week or this past weekend or this past week or I don't remember exactly.
Yesterday or Saturday. Either Saturday or Sunday. They finished it. And there was I also seen, because I had a hell of a time trying to get in Twitterverse while I was at work because I was supposed to be working and not Twitterversing. There was a little bit of talk that I understand that Mr. Abrams was saying about there was some script controversy about one of the actors was taking a look at that script, and they went and left it under a bed in a place that they were staying at and forgot about it.
Yep.
And some cleaning folks found it and passed it off to another person and ended up on eBay.
Yep.
Yeah, he said he wanted to go and name that actor, but he wasn't going to do it. So who do you think done it?
There's got to only be. First of all, we don't know how big of a script it is because they usually don't do full scripts out.
No, they don't.
You get pages at a time, unless you're one of the big ones, being Daisy Ridley or Adam Driver, something like that, where you get the full script to read. So they're like, I want I'm fucking Adam Driver, I'm Daisy Ridley, give me the fucking script. Like, who are you to tell me I can't have it? But everybody else gets pages here and there, or their parts of the movie. That's it for them to read. And
well, also keep in mind that when those scripts are printed out, they're printed out on other kinds of colored pages, whether it be I've heard it said rainbow color pages or really dark red printed pages with black print, so that when you go to put it into a copier, what comes out when you hit that copy button is an entire black page. It can't be copied. So if somebody got a hold of that script, that was that one script that can't be copied. But Lucasfilm went and got a hold of it before it got sold.
When they knew, they knew it was missing, and
yeah, they got a hold of it and got it saved.
So they put whoever it was that worked for Lucasfilm bought it off of eBay as soon as it was missing. As soon as it went up, it was like, here's the money, let me get it. And, that was that. So, who knows how long ago this actually happened. They make it seem like it just happened recently. The way the story makes it seem is like it just happened recently. It could have happened a year ago, and we're just finding out about it now.
That's what I'm pretty much thinking it is like things we're hearing about Mandalorian and things being put together. Yeah, that happened last year. And yeah, Michael, I'm agreeing with you. I'm thinking that happened nearly a year ago.
The Adam Driver, Adam Driver, Daisy Ridley left it doing whatever because they were in a hurry, and they got to their car or they got to the set and they were like, oh shit, I forgot it. and sent somebody to go get it, and it wasn't there. So they know who stole it. They know who has it. That person was smart enough not to put it on eBay themselves and to give it to someone else.
It's Dennis Lawson. It's
know-
definitely Dennis Lawson. He didn't want to come back to start with.
Ooh,
And made him come back.
Chris King with the hot take.
That's what it is. You heard it here first.
All right.
Yes, I did.
I mean,
Yes,
I'm
did.
sure it will come out.
Well, Mr. Abrams knows who it is. He said he wanted to say who it is, but he said he wasn't going to go and say. But now I'm wondering, how long is this going to take before somebody knows what JJ knows and goes and shares with everybody else? Because he said he wanted to say who it was, and then he said he wasn't going to go and say. So I'm
after
thinking maybe
the movie's out, though, after the movie's out, that's a different story. You know, I mean, you still have your NDR that you still aren't allowed to talk about it, but it's not as big of a deal afterwards once the movie's out, and it doesn't really have any effect on the movie. But
no,
what do you think about?
The story's told by then.
What do you think about the controversy that has been made, which isn't a controversy, about the missing 14 minutes? Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't.
Because the 2 hours and 35 minutes to the 2 hours and
21 minutes.
Yeah.
JJ said today that it's 2 hours. The movie's 2 hours and 21 minutes long.
Yeah, Chris, you're up.
What's that?
Chris, you take it first. What do you think?
I just kind of figured that it's editing at that point. They found some extra fluff that they could edit out, and that's what ended up happening there at the end of post-production.
Michael?
I mean, I think there's many factors that could go into it. You have that when they gave the number to the theaters to block times, that they gave them, this is how long the movie is, and they didn't have it. Well, the movie wasn't finished yet, so they gave them their best estimate on, we think it's going to be this, so we're just going to tell them this.
Which started out, what you're saying is 235 was their best guess at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they really didn't know. It was at when they were telling how long the movie was going to be. It was at 240, but they were still doing reshoots, which goes back to, I strongly believe the reshoots were scheduled reshoots because they wanted, after the movie was done, to be able to go back and film the scenes. Like, the last things that were probably filmed were with Baby Yoda. When that was the last thing that was done. So the last couple minutes of the first episode was the last thing we saw, or was the last thing they filmed, because they didn't want anyone on set, anyone to know. When I interviewed Dominic Pace, he didn't know. He didn't know what the surprise was or anything. If he did, he wasn't going to tell me. And he even said afterwards, I think, who did the first interview with him afterwards? Was it
when he was talking about how he didn't know that what the child was going to be, he just knew it was going to be something.
Yeah, no one knew.
I want to say that was streaming Star Wars with David and Pete.
Yeah. So I mean,
said that. Yeah.
Even if he did know, he wasn't going to tell me, and he told them he didn't know. So no one on the set knew. He was on the set when Baby Yoda was going down, even though it may have been a doll or just an X or something like that, marking what the baby was. But still, no one knew at the time because they didn't want that. That would have gotten out. That would have fucked up the entire series and wouldn't have
He couldn't have known because he wasn't told. They didn't tell him, even though he was on the set at the time. They didn't tell him, so he had no way of knowing.
Well, they didn't want anybody to know unless it was pertinent for them to know for any reason. So
yeah, the fewer the better.
That's what I think. That's what I think. A lot of the reshoots that were done, because it's the same bullshit every time that people are like, "Oh no, there was a reshoot. That means the movie's going to fail. It's got to be bad." No, there's always reshoots for a movie. Just when it's a Star Wars one, the people that want to bitch and moan and cry about something, that gives them something to cry about. And oh, the movie's horrible, that's why they got to redo it and everything. It's like, no, I think JJ planned on these reshoots so that once everyone was gone, he can be like, okay, you 4 actors that need to be in this scene that need to know, and I need this skeleton crew and my VIPs here, and the craft service table person isn't going to see shit because they're not here. You guys, you don't get food today. We got Burger King coming. There's nobody else. There's nobody else here. You can't do anything. You can't see anything. This is just the way it is. Okay, fine. And everyone out of the recording studio, everyone out of wherever the hell they are, whether they're inside, outside. Okay, it's all done. Okay, the next day, these people, they're coming in to do it, and you had nothing to do with the shoot the day before on the set, so they don't know what happened, and it's just kind of like a rotating thing, and that way no one knows. That way, no one knows, Anthony.
On point. My thoughts on that. I never put any credence or stock into that 2 hours and 35 minutes. Yep. And the reason why I didn't, because Lucasfilm didn't tell us so. Today, Lucasfilm told us what it's going to be. And when it ended up being 2 hours and 20 minutes, if folks were expecting 2 hours and 35 minutes, they were expecting that, they did that to themselves. That's on them. They just told you what it's going to be. They come from LFL.
Well, I didn't watch it, which is another thing too. I wish I would have known he was going to be here. I don't know if anyone knew he was going to be here. I live in New York City.
Somebody knew, but they didn't tell you. Yeah, somebody knew. They didn't share it with you. I saw your post because you could have been there to see it. So shame on you, FLL. You tell Michael when you're doing stuff because he wants to go there.
Yep, I'll be there in a heartbeat. I got to hop on the train. I'll set my alarm for 4 o'clock in the morning, or I'll just pull an all-nighter. I was going to go for this last one, was something for a trailer or something they were supposed to release, and I was contemplating whether or not I was going to go because it was all speculation. And it was raining, so I was like, no, I don't want to go stand out in the rain all day. I don't have a ticket yet. For Solo, we knew Solo was going to be there, and I got my tickets on Thursday or Friday for the Monday or Tuesday, whatever it was. Tuesday, I think it was. But yeah, I mean, I could have been there and stand outside and talk with some people, and there's always room. They always take people from whatever, and I would have gone in there with a Star Wars hat and a Star Wars shirt on and whatever. They would have been like, oh, great, because they always say, if you want to be on TV, don't wear anything that's advertised in anything or a sports team. But when it's for Star Wars, going there dressed like a Star Wars, then you have a shot at getting on. Mm-hmm. But also, a couple other things I heard about the runtime.
What's that?
Was that the movie could be 121 minutes, and it could be 15 minutes of credits or 14 minutes of credits.
Oh yeah, they said that.
That JJ wasn't including into there because he's actually given them the time of the movie, the length of the movie, not the entire length of the whole production. And then, yeah, that
makes sense because it's the last. That makes sense because it's the last one. That makes sense. We'll see. Well, yeah, they did you wrong today, Michael, and they're going to make it up for you in, what's it going to be now? 20-some days? They got a story they're going to tell you. They're going to make it up to you.
Well, I know the cast today. I know the cast is going to be at Good Morning America before that, doing their pre-thing. I know the cast is going to be at Good Morning America before then.
Yeah, one more time.
I just need to figure out when they're going to be there. And when I can get there.
Well, then you need to keep a sharp eye because you're already right there, buddy. You just need to keep a sharp eye for what happens when. You're already there. Just keep a lookout.
Anthony, you got a secret admirer.
No, hold on a second. It says the one with the headphones is hot, but I'm the only one without the headphones.
He just got the one earbud.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get rid of these and get me some of those, what Chris got. Because these are a pain in the ass.
Hey, Mr. Rest says unbox something.
Oh, here we go. Hard left.
Please let it be a $30,000 pillow.
We don't even know. We don't even know. That's not funny. I can't believe I fucking saw that shit. Who's gonna pay fucking $13,000 for a pillow? My God.
Somebody won't be you, but somebody else will.
I mean,
There's somebody already did.
100%.
oh, everyone's coming in here thinking that the earphones is hot. But who could that be?
There we go. Blue shirt. Thank you.
Oh, I'm seeing some new names in the live chat. Miss Emma Stewart, welcome to live chat. Audrey
Oh, there's
Cochran,
more.
welcome, welcome. Xanthi Traddles. No, he's mine. Who's yours?
Chris.
Let me know.
They're
Let me
fighting.
know who yours is.
You got Audrey and Emma and
Xanthi
Xantha
Traddles.
all in here fighting for Chris's hand at marriage.
It's too late.
I believe he's already married.
Yes, he is.
No, I can give you guys my Venmo number. If you want to Venmo me some money, whoever Venmos me the most amount of money, I will give you Chris's contact information.
Oh. See what just happened there. I'll do, Miss Emma. No, Xanthi Traddles. Mr. Chris King is not single. Mr.
least
Chris
wait till-
also gives you his apologies.
Anthony, you got to wait until I get they Venmo me some money first. I don't have. I can't.
Miss Audrey thinks you're slaying that. She says sweater, but I say it's a sweatshirt.
It's supposed to be a sweater. When I bought it, it said it was a sweater, but it's a sweatshirt.
Miss Emma, I surely would be your sugar daddy, sweetie, but RFB ain't got no money.
Ain't nobody got no money on here. That's why you see the Powered by StreamYard up in the corner.
Except for the guy with a stack of boxes to his right that haven't been opened in 3 months.
I'm thinking there's several boxes ain't been opened in 3 months.
Do you remember I opened up something that was a year and a half old? It was a book from last, I think, September or October. And the only reason that one got opened was because Andrew on Scum was saying that.
Oh, Andrew Fantasia. Yeah.
He was talking about the book, and I was like, you know what? I have that book, but I don't know if he's right. So,
I'm trying, Riz, man. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't go and count on Andrew Fantasia being right. Just my opinion.
So what
See
about
you next Monday?
Okay, so all right, here we go. So, anyways, Audrey, Emma, and Xantha. How do we know you?
Well, Emma says she has a question for you, Michael.
Do we know you from? Or I should say, how did you find us? Because
that's a good question.
No, I'm not that I care. I would like to know because I'm happy that we found new people and no one seems to know who you are.
No, that's just a question of curiosity. Also a good question.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
she
what is
says,
your
my
question?
question is, really?
Well, she
maybe it's valid.
Oh, Emma Stewart wants to know, am I a virgin? I am a virgin. I'm actually studying to be a priest right now. I am a Jedi Knight, trying to become a master. And as you know, I am not allowed to have any attachments. Although
Is that also said Virgin Master?
well, I am allowed to have carnal knowledge of a woman, but the whole attachment part, that is forbidden. So it's just easiest to change that.
She says she can change that.
Okay. Well, I mean, feel free to let me know how.
She said we searched up hot duds. Yep, that's me. I'm a hot dud.
No, I'm my dud, my shirt, my hot shirt.
Oh, what fun.
Yeah, I got way more than I bargained for when I joined this chat tonight.
You never know what's going to happen, They seem to like Chris, though.
Interesting. Very interesting. Thank you, Miss Audrey. I love my hat, too.
You should see him without the hat.
How old are all of us? Take a guess. How old am I? Let me know how old you think I am. I can tell you as I sit here right now, I'm a 12-year-old, but tell me how old I really am. A room for 4? But there's like 6 of us.
Okay.
Mr. Rez has got to be in tears right about now. All right. Hats off.
They weren't ready for it.
No.
Not quite 102. That'll be in about...
It's our combined age.
RFB don't feel like doing math at 9:30 at night. No.
Yeah, I think our combined age is about 102. Anthony
sounds about right.
Or if Anthony had a Baby Yoda in his pocket, that would be about right.
Well, I got a pocket right here, and I ain't telling nobody what's in that there pocket. See this here pocket right here? Yeah. Nobody but me knows what's in that there pocket. I ain't saying. Maybe a Baby Yoda and maybe not.
Okay, so let's see. We got... Oh, that's the book from earlier. That
You got a box?
I do. I got a couple of them.
Yeah, there's never just one.
So
there's never just one. Or a boxy looking bag of sorts.
There we go.
I just want to show you guys my package.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
What all's in that? Can't just imagine.
Here we go, Rez. He's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is a Funko.
Said in big bold print.
What is the... You see that?
Gold Darth Vader.
Yep.
It's a gold Darth Vader. Also said exclusive from Walmart. Is that right?
That is.
Yeah.
But I don't
Yeah,
know.
my girl's going. My middle girl and my youngest girl collects Funko Pops, and I showed them the gold ones or the like blue chromed ones. I want to say that was from San Diego Comic Con. They weren't interested in none of those, just for them.
Yeah, so I actually have. I think I was telling you guys. So that case of Funkos that I have,
Mhm.
Emma and Xanthi and Audrey. I don't collect Funko Pops, just so you know. But I have a case of Funko Pops that I will be opening for a live stream, just to open them on Thursday evening.
Thanksgiving Day.
Yes.
How many
later on.
comes to a cake?
Well, it's not. They don't come in a case like that. Well, they do, but mine don't. It's every Funko Pop that they had on sale for Force Friday.
Okay, gotcha.
Except for there was two that were missing. The Rose wasn't available yet, and the second sister. But I already got the second sister, and that came. And then the Rose should be in somewhere here. I don't know.
Did you get the speckled Mandalorian from
I haven't
Target?
gotten it yet. I'm keeping an eye on those. I mean, I have three targets. You know, that's like the thing about New York City. I have three targets within a mile of each other. But then there's not one till you go across. And I forgot. Okay, here's another box.
Also, keep in mind, Michael does not collect Funko Pops. He doesn't.
No,
No, he don't.
and I'm cheating to see what this is before I open it up, just so I can. Oh, it doesn't
Well,
say.
it's your show. You're allowed.
All it says is from Vietnam.
As they are, as they're wont to do.
So yeah, so it's everyone. There's 4 from The Mandalorian, 2 from Fallen Order, and then I think 18 from
Rise of Skywalker.
it's Rise of Skywalker. Oh, and here's this guy.
So Cal Kestis and second sister
We got
from Fallen Order.
Knights of
right?
Ren.
Just one. Just the one Knight of Ren right now.
Anthony, you
Just
see this?
that one lonely Knight
I'm
of
getting
Ren.
a little.
Yeah,
I'm getting a little glare on there.
No, you're
So
good.
there's actually on the 15th there is, I think, like 15 more Funkos coming out.
December 15th?
Yes. And
Okay.
6 or 8 of them are Knights of Ren. There's a couple other ones on there.
It's got to be Baby Yoda. We got to have a Baby Yoda coming.
I don't think Baby Yoda's coming out yet. Well, actually, Funkos, they can turn around and do them. But no, there's. So I got Fallen Order.
Well, we was told that Baby Yoda merchandise is coming. We just don't know when yet. And there's bound to be a force ton of it. We'll see what's when they tell us.
Yeah.
There's going to be a bunch. You can count on that.
Well, so I had put Fallen Order. I pre-ordered it, and when I did that stream with when me and Mikey did it, he told me not to do it, not to get it from there, that I can do it online. Oh, and here's another box. I don't know what it is, and I can do it online, and then they'll just whatever. So I went when I had to go to. Oh, that's the other thing. I got a mail call today. I got to show. Oh, that's what I'm going to save for last, because there's a couple things in that.
Oh.
So then there's another box here.
Alrighty.
The more boxes, the merrier.
Says the man of many boxes.
Man of many boxes, Michael Condon.
Yep.
So I went to, and they're like, "Oh, we can't give you your money back because it's been too long since it came out." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." I was like, "You got new Funkos coming out?" So I put down a deposit on them. And here we go.
Also remember, Michael does not collect Funko Pops.
I do not.
No, he doesn't.
So this is a list of all of the Funkos that come for,
Rise of Skywalker?
yeah. But
Okay.
this one.
Whoa!
Look out.
TIE Silencer.
Is that an exclusive? Oh, there's two of them.
This
You
is the
got
one that
two
was.
of them.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Two of them.
This, I can't beat it. Well, there's one in the case too that I have too. So I have
Three.
some more coming.
More than three?
No, there's three. There's two
Okay.
now, but there's one in the case, and then there's the speeder in the case too.
Which speeder? The tread speeder?
Yes.
Oh
I don't have
my.
that. I mean, that's in the case. I just haven't opened it up yet.
Yeah, that there tread speeder was the one that we was shown in that what was it, like minute-long clip this morning, where they're launching jet troopers up into the air. That's what that tread speeder is.
So
That's the one
three.
that's the one that King Tom wished he would have brought home from Celebration. I seen the Twitterverse earlier.
And now I gotta check my pictures from Celebration, and see. Oh, Galactic Pops, you're here. Thanks for stopping in. You just missed me opening up some pops.
Nice time.
And then for those of you that are joining the stream, Xanthi and Audrey and Emma, make sure that you go and you subscribe for my giveaways and contests. You're entered. So, like on Thursday morning or Thursday, whatever it is, I'll be doing a giveaway for my 400, and then I'll be opening up that case I have later on of Funko Pops. And then if you want to get in it, you got to be in it to win it for number 500. Really quick, Exile, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. So I have, this is you'll see it some other time, the gold Darth Vader. This is one of the Sith Troopers that's already out. Oh, here's the gold one. That's the gold one again, real quick for you guys, if you're looking, if you're paying attention. This is I'm only showing you one of them. I got two of them. And then we have this bad boy.
We've seen him once in that there TIE Striker. No, stream behind. There we go. No. Yeah, there's a lag on the YouTube stream because I just jumped over to the StreamYard and a little bit behind. So the live chat's keeping up, but the stream on YouTube got a lag on my end.
Okay, and then we have a Smuggler's Bounty box.
Oh boy.
So anything could be in that.
I mean, I already know what it is because it came out. This is this year's, or this is this month's. It came
So
out.
you know, and we don't.
I do.
He does. Also, remember, Michael does not collect Funko Pops.
I don't collect Funko Pops. I mean,
No, he doesn't.
I got the gold. If I collected Funko Pops, I would have gotten all the gold ones, so I'd have the set. I mean, they're only $8 at Walmart, so I would have gotten the set of 6 or 8 of them, whatever it was. But I liked the Darth Vader one; that was cool. The other ones look kind of cheesy. The Darth Maul one, I liked. I would have gotten it because it was Darth Maul, but a lot of the Funkos look really cheesy up until recently. Okay, so first off, we have.
No, he doesn't.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? We have a Kylo Ren Funko Pop T-shirt with the Knights of Ren. Can you guys see that good enough?
Yeah. So you're going to be wearing that on next Monday's stream, right?
I mean, I don't know.
We'll wait and see next Monday.
We have
Nice.
Kylo Ren with his little posse there.
Knights of Ren.
Xanthi, have you subscribed yet? And get all your people to subscribe? I don't know who you are or what's going on, but okay.
Galactic Pops wants to know, what are Pops anyway?
They're basically the 2000s version if Beanie Babies and crack cocaine had sex. And it is the offspring of them.
Very good. Very good.
Well said.
So we have I'm not sure what that is. Is it First Order?
Let me see.
Or is it First Order or is it Sith Trooper?
Ooh, that right there is neither. That's the first time I've ever seen that.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
What?
I just saw some other stuff in my...
I know you did. What the hell did you see?
I found some stuff in the box I didn't know was there.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? I have a decal of a trooper.
Sith Trooper Funko Pop decal.
All right, Galactic Pops. I know you're going to be around on Thanksgiving because you live in one of those communist countries that doesn't celebrate it. So sometime, and I know you're probably going to be doing a long live stream, so I want to make sure you're not doing a live stream at the same time I'm doing mine. So I'll talk to you later on. We'll figure it out so I can start telling people, because I have that case of 20-some whatever Funko Pops, even though I don't collect Funko Pops, to open. And that would be the perfect time for me to open them because I know my girlfriend's not going to be home because she's opening the restaurant from 11 to 8, which is what I told her she should do because she's in Times Square. So it's like, you're in Times Square, you have all those people there. Like, yeah, dude, you fucking pump out 40 fucking turkeys and you're busy all day long. But
yeah, and if he doesn't go and stream when you do, well, maybe there can be some crossover streaming going on there.
Well, especially since he's a Funko channel. That's what, when he was in here the other day, he was telling you he's got 200 or 342 pops. That's how you know he's a collector of pops, because he knows exactly how many he has. Did Barry Manilow raid your wardrobe, Michael? Bro, it's a fucking... I don't understand what you're making fun of me for. This is fucking awesome. But anyways...
Well, if he did, I don't think he's going to go and say. That's information for him to keep.
I mean, if anybody, I'd say, Rural Farm Boy was closer to rating Barry Manilow's. But
Really?
okay, so Barry Manilow. I mean, I'm wearing a fucking Yoda Santa Claus T-shirt or sweatshirt. You at least look respectable for a farmer, not like the farmer picture I sent. But anyways, Galactic Pops, we'll talk about it later. I'll find out what time you're streaming, because I think you should be on my stream when I open up that fucking case of the god awful amount of what the fuck was I thinking ordering all those Funko Pops. But okay, here we go. We have the Kylo Ren, Supreme Leader, Smuggler Bounty exclusive,
Nice.
which I don't know the difference between this one and the other Kylo Ren.
It has a sticker on it.
I understand that, but I don't understand the difference in the package or the packaging of it. All right, somebody check out that. Check out that Galactic Pops. Check out the difference between the Smuggler's Bounty Kylo Ren and the regular Kylo Ren 324. Let me know if there's a difference, or if it's just because there's a Smuggler's Bounty. But then we have a Knights of Ren with the long axe. So all of the Knights of Ren, they just say
Knight of Ren.
Knight of Ren, but then they say what weapon they have. That's how they're differentiated.
Yep, and after that story comes out, there's going to be a whole slew of differently titled things concerning them.
Well, I mean, I would have to look and see, but he actually, so I didn't realize when he ordered them for me, because the list, it listed 1 and then 2, and then it went into 2 on each side, which I didn't realize because the top 2 Funkos were like the movie scenes, which I don't really know what it means because I saw what the one's called, and it makes no sense whatsoever. But he ordered. He's like it's $40 some, and I was like, dude, I'm using my deposit that I had, and he's like, oh, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to pay money for them right now. I just want to use, So you have to put down half. So for Pops, it's $5 each because they're $10 or $9 and change. So it was $30 was my deposit that I got back. So that was $6. I paid for 2 more. That was $8. So that's 8 total. Pops coming out. And then my total was 40, so that's another 6 Pops. So there's 14 Pops coming out on the 15th. And they're all, he doesn't know what they are. He just had the SKUs for them. But I knew a lot of them were Knights of Ren because it just listed the weapon. Like, that's all it called them. It didn't say they were Knights of Ren. But there's like another one that said like Trash Collector or something like. So they're Knights of Ren ones. They're all Star Wars ones, anyways. But so those are on. I didn't want to put cash down. I'll wait till payday.
Also want to go and say a thank you to Mr. Raz T. He cleaned some stuff up. He was ahead of me. Thank you, buddy. He knows what I mean. In the chat.
I don't know.
No, we're good.
Was it from those youngins that were here?
Yes, sir. It was from them youngins. It ain't no more. He was a step ahead of me, and I'm humble, grateful, and thankful for him. And on we go.
All right. Is that it, or should we do some more? You want to open up 1 or 2 more things?
Boy. Go for 1 or 2 more, because it's coming. RFB's coming to a time limit pretty soon. But no, go for 1 or 2 more if you can. I know you got surely more than 1 or 2. So maybe pick 1 or 2 more.
Those are all books. Oh, you know what else I fucking got that I haven't opened?
Well, no, because I ain't seen because you ain't open.
A $30,000
So I don't-
pillow.
No,
Right there.
Galactic Pops knows what it is. That Funko you said no one would ever buy because it was too expensive. The Star Wars one. I don't know if he's still in here or not.
Funko Pop that's too expensive.
That nobody would
I'm
buy
sure
it.
he's still here. I'm sure he's still here. Yeah, he just posted up a little bit ago. He said, tell him Mr. Rez that he posted up pics of his collection on his community app. Yeah, he's still here. He just posted up right now. He's still here. Mr. Galactic Pops is. He's right there. So what's the Funko Pop that was too expensive? Because Yin's got me stumped.
It's the Millennium Falcon.
Oh. Is that the one with the Han Solo bobblehead on? I think it's a bobblehead. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
It's that one.
It's like we're on a delay.
What was
Oh, no,
the
I was-
retail price?
No, I was looking at something else. Someone hit me up asked me if I could be record with them. And I asked them what time. And that was earlier today. So I've been checking back and forth to see, and they never got back to me.
Oh, okay.
But they might have, I don't know. You know how it is. I don't know, my voice cracked there, but they might have, been recording right now and wanted an immediate response. And I said, oh, hang on. But, all right. So let's see here.
Oh, there we go. Mr. Galactic Pop says that Millennium Falcon Funko Pop was $100. Is that on point, Michael?
Maybe Canadian.
Oh, okay. Is Galactic Pops from Canada?
Canada.
Also said Canada. Also said Canada. I say Canada. Like Floridians is from Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, Canadians is from Canada and Floridians is from Florida. Oh, he is. Then I'll say it proper. It's Canada.
All right. Doo.
Okay.
I don't have any room. There's shit and Funkos all over the floor now.
That ain't my fault. I didn't go and do that. Also said futon.
All right.
She don't know about that one because it was hidden.
That's the secret hiding spot she still hasn't found after a year and a half.
Wow. Good on you.
No.
Good on you.
Nothing goes in there, so.
Well, she can't find it if you're sitting on it.
Okay. Here's a box we got. A wonderful
There's a
box. Wonderful box. I don't know where it's from. Ooh. I was wondering where these guys have been. Ooh.
You was sitting on them the whole time.
Ooh. All right. I'm going to show you guys before I even look at them myself.
Yeah, what's of these guys?
Oh.
Oh, get out of here.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Black Series.
Black Series.
From ROS? With the cracked helmet? Oh, my.
And then we got Ray.
And
And
Dio.
Dio. Yeah, buddy. Chris got it. Yep.
And Ray actually looks good.
Of course he does.
Well, I don't mean like that. I don't mean Daisy Ridley. I mean the fact that a lot of times some of the people their sculpts don't look good.
No, I'm taking Chris's meaning, and I'm in agreement with it. So that's just us two.
Off-World Jawa.
Yes, who don't love Jawas? I love me some Jawas.
Off-world Jawa. Now, what is an off-world Jawa?
Okay, that one's from The Mandalorian.
Is it the one that supposedly
They migrated. They migrated from Tatooine.
The Mandalorian doesn't take place on Tatooine.
No,
So
it's all 7.
Off-world Jawas.
Yeah, so they're Jawas that don't live there. That's why they look a little bit different on the show. But no, these are not eBay purchases. These were purchased for Force Friday, and I haven't opened them yet. These ones, where do these come from? These ones came from GameStop. Because I'm new to this game, I didn't know that at the time I could just order all 8 of them at once. When I looked on eBay, eBay didn't have them. eBay didn't have it like that, and Hasbro Pulse didn't have it like that, and like everybody else didn't have it like that. So it was whoever I could find and whatever to get them. So yeah, and then we have the other ones that you guys saw. The carbonized Sith Trooper. We have the carbonized Mandalorian. And we have the carbonized First Order Jet Trooper, which today is the first time we got a look at the Jet Trooper. All right, and this one I grabbed too. This is the last one. This one I really don't know. This one I think is a Funko.
Do we get to see?
Oh, there's my. Oh. My address is on both sides of it. Wow, they really wanted me to get this. So, well, if somebody wants to watch my video till 2 hours and 10 minutes to stalk me, they feel free to do it. Oh, okay. Remember how I was talking about all of the Funkos I ordered in that case? The 2 I couldn't get were the second sister, which I got the other day, and Rose. I got Rose.
There she is. Folks want to know where Rose is. Michael got Rose. That's where she is. She's at Michael's place.
All right. Well, I mean, I think, yeah, I think that's probably about it. I was trying to think if that's all I want to open for today, because that bag is books, and that box is books. That box I have there, I think, is Black Series. And then books, book, comic book, Millennium Falcon Funko.
Not counting the other unopened boxes that you're sitting on.
And that is that one right there. Target. It's a Target exclusive mystery box.
And
if you know anything about Force Friday and what went on for Force Friday, and Mr. Ez doesn't want to know. He wants to watch me open the box.
That's next Monday, or maybe the following Monday,
That's
or maybe
someday.
Thanksgiving. One of them days.
I mean, because I don't have any plans for Thanksgiving, honestly.
Me neither. Rebel Scum's doing 2 live shows, as I
Oh.
understand. One at noon and one at, I don't remember where else. And then you're doing a thing on Thursday too?
Yeah. I'm going to do a live show where I open up all my Funkos.
Oh my! I know what I'm doing Thanksgiving. It ain't gonna be eating turkey. It's gonna be streaming with my Star Wars friends. That's what I'm doing.
I'll find out from James what time he's doing his thing at, because
his first one is at noon, and I don't go and remember what his second one was. Let me see if my iPod ain't died, because I know I bookmarked that tweet. I know I bookmarked that.
I'll find out what time he's doing his, because I'd like to get in with his.
He's doing 12 p.m. Oh, geez, with Pete Fletcher and Aaron Quinton, and then 7 p.m. on the Outlander Club with Adam Lance Garcia. Whoa! And then you're doing yours. So 12 p.m. for James and 7 p.m. for James. And what time on Thursday you aiming for, Michael?
I'm not sure. I don't really know. I was gonna.
Well, when we get closer, post up.
I mean, it's only
a couple days.
It's only 2 days away, but yeah, I was gonna do a quick one for my reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Or not the reveal, for the contest.
Okay.
And
you passed 400 today. Did I see?
It went up to 403.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna stay there or how long it will be there for. But
hopefully
we'll see. But yeah, I mean, right now I'm not planning on doing anything. My girlfriend's gonna be working now because they're opening the restaurant, and I'll do a live stream probably earlier in the day, just really quick, to announce the winner of the contest. And then I'll probably watch Rebel Scum's live stream, and then I'll probably do some video gaming. And
Mr. King, I'm guessing you'll be a pretty busy family boy for Turkey Day.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving.
Yep, I remember those good old times.
Mm-hmm.
Same for me. Yeah, that was then. This is now for me. And if you can skip into a couple, we'll be looking for you there. And if you can't, we'll be thinking about you.
I'll be with you in some way.
Yes, sir. We'll bring you along.
Probably
whether you're there or not.
That thing.
Chris will be that there Force Ghost in the live chat. He'll be there.
That's right. That's right.
No galactic pops.
Also, how I says hashtag all together in our fandom.
I'll be dipping into my bag of Funko giveaway pops.
That's
for that.
right, Mr. Rez through the Force. That's right, Mr. Rez through the Force.
So there's the 400 was the Boba Fett Funko Pop, and if you don't want the Boba Fett Funko Pop, you can get a Sith Trooper Black Series instead. And if you're not into Star Wars, you can have a Steve Chase Funko Pop from Stranger Things.
I was just going to ask what that is, but now you went and told me what that was. Even though I
Um,
am familiar with Stranger Things, but that's for me.
You know about Stranger Things, though. You've heard of it.
I know about it. I just didn't give it a little watch.
So
Is it on Disney Plus?
the Funko Pop, Steve's holding a ice cream cone, and the Chase one, it's like a special one that was made. He's got a banana split, and the only place you could find them was at whatever ice cream place it is. I don't remember. And you couldn't find it anywhere. And I walked by one going to get the Boba Fett one, and I walked by the store and I saw a stack of them in there. So I was like, "Give me 6 of them." And they were $12 or whatever, and you could find them on eBay. They were $40 or $50, but I didn't get them for 40. I didn't get them to turn around and sell them. I got them because if anybody wanted one, I had them then. And then all the people that wanted them, like in the same day or two, when I was like that, I knew were going to want them or were looking for them. When I'm like, "Hey, do you want one?" They're like, "Oh, I just found one. Oh, I just found one. Oh, I just found one." And like they just happened. Like there was no stores that had them left, and it's like then all that same day, everyone that wanted one found one. But so we'll see what happens. All right. Well,
This was an evening, fellas.
it sure was. It was a lot longer than I was planning on. Again, this always happens.
That's what we do.
Even
This
though
is as we do.
I just kind of stared at the screen most of the night, it was still fun to be part of it.
Oh yeah, then you got your cherry broken, so
That's right.
We got
warmed up.
And then
No, I think you were a little bit more included than you're thinking you were, Chris. Well, all right, fellas, RFB's off to bed because 4:30 for me. Also said all of our time. 4:30 is coming up pretty quick, and that's what I go and get up and fire up Tuesday's playlist. But 4:30 is coming up quick.
When he's when he's getting up, I'm going to bed.
Oh, you got a ship coming up tonight.
No, I don't got me. Did you say I got something going on tonight?
A shift, work shift. You got a work shift coming up tonight.
Nope. No, I don't go to.
This is your off day.
Yeah, it's my off day today.
Okay. Oh well, then spend it as you please and have fun with it.
Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna clean up after myself. I made kind of a mess.
Hide the evidence.
Well, actually, no. Now that she still doesn't know because she saw. So last week, I opened up. I don't know if you were here, Chris, but I opened up probably 4 or 5 books and a couple Funkos. I opened up about the same amount of stuff. I opened up the same amount of stuff. I opened up the same amount of stuff last week that I did this week. And she said something to me last week about it. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "Look at all these books." I'm like, "I just opened them up today." And she didn't say where do they come from or whatever. She's like, "Well, that pile isn't looking smaller to me." I was like, "Well, you think these books I just went and got them off the street?"
Maybe.
Did she say yeah?
But I was like, "Okay, fine." I was like, "I'm going to try and make as many videos as I can, and get rid of my pile of everything. So when the bookcase comes, I can start packing up and everything, and we can get things in order." I said, "But just so you know, I'm probably going to have it's going to go from a pile of books or a pile of boxes to a pile of books in the corner of the table and stuff like that. But at least it will be neater and not look like books all over the place." And she said, okay. And I mean, I don't really have anywhere to hide this shit. I mean, I guess I can put it back underneath the couch and just pretend I didn't
Yeah.
open anything. But because all these Funkos are going to be, she's going to be able to figure out that the pile of Funkos that are, the 10 Funkos that I got in the 4 Black series and the pile of books didn't, or the pile of boxes didn't move at all. She'll be able to figure that one out. The books I can kind of get away with, but
then you go and stuff that storage space you're sitting on and full as much as you can, because she don't know about that yet. So pack that son of a bitch up.
and wait till I undo the boxes.
Pack it up and sit your butt down on it.
But... All right, well, Exile and Galactic Pops, I will talk to you in Discord in a few minutes. Rural Farm Boy.
And come along for next week, next Monday.
It's fun, guys.
Rural Farm Boy.
Yes.
Chris King.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being part of the chat.
Bet,
Mr. Rez, thank you for being here for the entire chat.
Thank you for doing making and sharing, Michael.
I'm going to have to go through and read what good stuff happened that I wasn't paying attention to.
Me too.
Let's hope our buddy Charlie Skywalker is okay.
Yes. He hasn't been back, so
I'm thinking he's having, what did he go and say for
broken foot?
He said a broken foot.
Well, that and this past week, when streaming Star Wars was streaming at 2:00 on Friday, he was having some internet issues because Pete went and asked a trivia question, and he was aiming to be first, and he posted up right after me. I went and won that trivia question, and he posted it right after me. I think there was some lag in the stream, and I think that may be what he was having problems with tonight. He's got some internet connectivity. Yeah, this is what happens, boys. When you don't have your own real teeth, after 16 hours, they kind of gum up. I'm thinking Charlie had some internet connectivity issues.
He said an ER and broken foot. So
yeah, we saw that earlier. Well, I'll go check up on him in the morning in that Twitterverse and see how he's doing. Maybe send him a direct message.
All right.
Alrighty, boys. See you tomorrow in that Twitterverse and through the week. And whatever next live stream's coming up, see you in that chat room.
All right.
See ya.
Thank you, everyone, for stopping by.
May the force be with you, friends.
All right, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining us. I said good day. May the force be with you. Bye.